Hey, what's going on, everyone? Alex Michael here, and today I thought I'd show you around my garden because well, we're growing stuff and I think it's pretty cool. And I turned 50 last week, so it's a bit of an old man thing to do, so allow an old man to show you his vegetables. Come on. So before I show you around, I want to talk about one of these things. It's the humble totes, T-O-T-E, and they're great not only for storing rainwater, which we do, which you'll see in a minute, but you can also cut them in half with an angle grinder and a jigsaw, and you can get one of them, and then you can grow in them like this. There you go, cool, huh? So we've got these totes everywhere, all around the garden. And the reason we use them is because the soil is so terrible here. We live on the side of a mountain, so it's just rocky everywhere. So we tried growing the first year, and it's just like nothing would grow. So then we discovered these things, and they're great, and we're having such great results. And a little tip: we fill the bottom with logs and twigs and leaves and that sort of stuff, and then we fill it with like a 50-50 mix: 50% compost, 50% soil. And then on the top we mulch. So anytime we cut the garden back, we put it through a mulcher, and all the mulch we put onto the top. So what you're doing with that is the logs and everything at the bottom of the tote will break down and start composting slowly over the years, and we'll feed the soil for years to come. And the mulch on the top will do the same. It just breaks down, so it's feeding the soil from the top and feeding the soil from the bottom, and we're having great results. And we're beginners. So this is round the other side of the garden, and as you can see, a load more totes. We love them, don't we? We're growing all sorts of things, just the staples really. We're doing broccoli and cabbage and lettuce, obviously onions and potatoes, white potatoes, sweet potatoes. What else? God, we're even growing some tobacco down the bottom, which I'll show you in a second. So yeah, we've got them everywhere. They're great. So if you wondered what tobacco looks like, this is it. I mean, I don't smoke anymore, but the wife, whoa, terrible. But yeah, this is what it looks like before it's dried out, and you've got these little pods at the top. Let's get a little bit of a zoom in on that. Here you've got these little pods at the top, and each one of them pods has got about, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of seeds. So it's just a plant that keeps on giving. And it takes, I don't know, about 3 months to grow. Takes a few weeks to dry it out. Maybe you can dry it out in the oven as well to speed up that process. And you got yourself some tobacco. Get yourself a little tobacco shredder, you know, if you're a smoker. I mean, she won't smoke anything from the store because it's just shite. But there is an argument that natural tobacco is actually good for you. I don't know how true that is, but you know, so there's that. So check these bad boys out. These are basically my garden towers. You can get so much when you're growing vertically. And these are filled with herbs and sort of salad stuff, and it's basically just plastic tubing that you can buy from the plumbers, and you drill loads of holes in it, fill it with the soil, and away you go. And we've got coriander going on, we've got some strawberries, kale, different types of lettuce, basil, and it's just they're the towers that keep on giving, because you come out here, you cut some herbs off, and it just grows back. So it's just this continued supply of herbs, so and really easy to make. So go to the plumbers, get yourself some pipe, drill some holes in it, fill it with soil, and away you go. They're great. Got to have a greenhouse, haven't you? Bought that about 3 years ago. It's holding up really well, actually. Cost about, I don't know, $400, €400, something like that. And it really comes into its own. This sort of time of year, January and February, we do a lot of germinating in there. And so it gives us a head start for the summer. So come sort of March, April time, we've got some really nice, strong seedlings ready to put out in the garden. So, yeah, get yourself one of them if you're going to do a bit of gardening, you got to. Right, as we pass the old herb towers, let's talk about water. Because when you're growing a load of stuff, you're going to need a lot of water. and it starts getting expensive, and you don't really want to be giving your veggies, you know, city water, because it's full of crap. We all know that. So we do rain catchment, and let me show you how I do it. Now, when most people think of rain catchment, they think of roofs and guttering, and we are going to do that at some stage, but at the moment I'm using the floor. So when it rains, the rain falls on the patio, goes into a drain, and then it comes out of the drain out onto these steps, out of there, and the water flows all the way down these steps. And when it rains hard, these steps become like a little mini river. So all the water ends up going all the way down to the bottom of the steps, and then goes into another little drain there. And then that drain then goes into the garage, which is underneath the greenhouse, which I'll show you now. So this is my garage where all the water gets stored, and to cut a long story short, when the water finishes cascading down all the steps, it ends up in here. And basically we can store about 8,000 litres in here, yeah. And once the totes get full, I've got it on a float switch. So the float switch will kick in, the pump will kick in, and it will send all that water up to the top of the garden, which is where we're going to go now. So yeah, once the garage is full, nice and full with some rainwater, the pump kicks in and it sends it all up here to these black totes. Now the reason I'm using black totes is because you don't want to store water in clear totes or white totes outside, because the sun gets to it and you get algae growth, and you don't want that. So we use the black ones. So here I've got 6,000 litres already nice and full, because we had some rain about a month ago, and I'm ordering some more totes as well, so I should be getting them maybe this week or next week. By the time they arrive, I should have about a 20,000 litre capacity, which will be more than enough for the garden, and maybe a little bit extra for the house as well. So I might use this rainwater, filter it, put it in the house, maybe use it to flush the toilets, maybe even shower in, who knows, one day. But yeah, once again, the old tote comes to the rescue. Love them. Now when you've got a load of totes and you're growing a load of veggies, you're going to need a lot of water, and it's going to be a lot of watering. And in the summer it's quite a pain, because you're out here every night for half hour or maybe an hour just watering all your veggies, so it becomes quite a job. So we thought we'd invest in one of it. Well, I say invest, it's that's only about 80 euros or something from Amazon. So this thing, it's an automated watering system, irrigation system. It comes on every night for about a minute and waters all the garden with free rainwater. How beautiful is that? So as you can see, we're having a go. We've had a start, you know. We've dipped our toe in the water, and we're not experts. We've only been doing it for, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years. We made a load of mistakes, but I can tell you it's a lot of fun. It's very empowering, very liberating. We rarely go to the supermarket these days. I mean, there's no food in there, is there? They should be called poison markets. But yeah, we had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you've enjoyed a little tour of the garden, and maybe it's inspired one or two of you. I hope so. Anyway, cheers. See you later. Chilies. Very, very hot. Very, very hot.